Well, what's your favorite breakfast cereal? Is it Cheerios? Is it Cinnamon Toast Crunch? Wheaties? Lucky Charms? Or are you like a Grape Nuts kind of person? 217-629-7970. I know, right? It's we go from talking about Second Amendment issues to First Amendment issues to the FBI spying on people to, aldermen getting in fights with union people outside of the city hall over politics, allegedly. There's all kinds of stuff going on. But it's Friday. I want to let my hair down a bit and talk with you about what your favorite breakfast cereal is. Do you mind? I hope you don't, because everybody likes talking about breakfast cereal, right? Listen, I remember as a kid going to the kitchen, grabbing that box of Lucky Charms, heading to the TV, turning it on, Saturday morning cartoons with a bowl of cereal. Do they have Saturday morning cartoons anymore? Are your kids being deprived of that just wonderful experience, or are you trying to find a way to have your kids live that experience to some degree? But what's your favorite breakfast cereal, and how has that changed over time? There's several different studies that have come out looking at different information, from Google searches to geotags to Twitter hashtags, and what is the favorite cereal amongst some of the states. They range from Fruity Pebbles, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Apple Jacks, Fruit Loops, Frosted Flakes, a whole bunch of others. And I'm curious if you know what some of the top cereals are for Illinois. We'll reveal that. But, of course, let's take your phone calls at 217-629-7970. Good morning. You're on WMAY.
Morning, Greg. Hey, yes, I do try to get my kids to have on Saturday morning to get the cartoons and everything like that. However, I know you and I both suffer from FBS, Fat Boy Syndrome. We love our food for sure.
I will admit I enjoy eating food. My doctor is definitely on my case saying, hey, just don't eat so much. I will admit, though, I used to love eating cereal when I was in my teens and in my 20s. I don't really eat cereal anymore. I've refrained from the processed cereals for years now.
I still do. There's not a day that goes by that I don't crave a bowl of them, of anything at all. But
what is your go-to? What's your go-to cereal?
So, the little bag of mini Oreos?
I'm not familiar with those, no.
They sell them by the bag. They're literal mini Oreos. They're about the size of your thumb. And I pour those in a bowl.
Wait a second.
And
it's not really a box of cereal. You're like going and getting a snack pack of sorts of mini Oreos, and you're just putting that into a bowl with milk.
Yep, and you gotta eat them fast because they go soggy quick. You can also do the same thing with chocolate Teddy Grahams. And
you're not. I don't think you're understanding the exercise here.
Nope, I'm being unconventional.
You're thinking outside of the cereal box is what you're doing.
Yes, because I'm a genius, and that's all that there is to it. So, because the other thing that you can do is you freeze the Thin Mint Girl Scout cookies, and then you take a spoon and you break them up into thirds, and then you put them in a bowl and cover them in milk. You
are totally thinking outside of the cereal box.
We are breaking the third barrier here, Greg.
You're pushing the envelope. Appreciate that. Yeah. Listen. What's your favorite cereal? Not what's your favorite imagined cereal. 217-629-7970. Also want to hear from you what you think some of the top cereals are. A couple of different studies here. One from Zippa has Illinois' top cereal as one thing, and another study from a different group has Illinois' top cereal as something else. But I want to hear from you at 217-629-7970. What's your favorite cereal? Good morning.
Cookie Crisp.
Do they still make that?
It was the greatest commercial catcher you've ever eaten, running around chasing the cop.
Yeah, absolutely. Cookie Crisp.
There it is. Good job, Greg. Happy Friday, brother.
Hey, you too. Appreciate that. So is Cookie Crisp your favorite? Or is it maybe what one particular study shows that you've got Honey Nut Cheerios being the best? You're simply the best. So yeah, Honey Nut Cheerios. Listen, I think the last time I actually had cereal was when Megan and I went to Iceland. And we get just regular Cheerios and Icelandic milk. It's like MJOK milk. I think that's ice. I don't know. Their milk is so good. It's like sweet cream. It's so good. So we get the just regular milk, not the skim, not the whole, just get the regular milk. And then we get Cheerios, which they have Cheerios at the grocery stores in Iceland. And that's what we have while we're camping out in a van down by the river, traveling all throughout Iceland. It's a great breakfast. But that's real. I think the last time I had cereal. But if I had to choose right now, today, if all the cereals were in front of me, I think I would choose Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I think it's because, number one, it's a good consistency. It's not going to tear your mouth up like Captain Crunch, for instance. However, I did love the Crunch Berries when I was a kid. It's not going to leave your mouth all waxy like Fruity Pebbles, even though Fruity Pebbles are awesome. But it does do the added thing that Fruity Pebbles does and provides a little bit of flavor for the milk afterwards. So you've got a delicious drink once you're done eating all the cereal. So I think my favorite, if I was to choose, is going to be Cinnamon Toast Crunch, which actually is the top cereal of another study that was done for Illinois. Cinnamon Toast Crunch leading the way. But what do you think? What's your favorite cereal? Good morning. You're on WMAY. Go ahead. You're on the air. Going once. Going twice. You're on mute. All right. Appreciate that. Somebody on YouTube saying that they prefer Cheerios, but does that mean they're woke? I don't know. If you're eating cereal, you are awake, because I don't think you can eat cereal and be asleep, but you never know. People surprise me every day. 217-629-7970. Good morning. You're on WMAY.
Unsweetened Cheerios. First thing in the morning.
So just the plain Jane regular Cheerios, not the Honey Nut or
Plain
anything
Jane,
like that.
Correct. Later in the day after I've smoked something, I like the sweet stuff.
Hey, it's legal in Illinois. Good for you. Appreciate that. Somebody says Golden Grams all the way on YouTube. Yeah, Golden Grams are pretty good. Raisin Bran as well. I don't mind Raisin Bran. Frosted Flakes are good. Fruit Loops, Apple Jacks. What's your favorite cereal? Good morning.
Good morning. I'm old-fashioned Quaker Oats oatmeal with a little half and half instead of milk.
You know, oatmeal. There's do you do like the steel cut oats, or do you just do like the regular instant oats?
I use the old-fashioned Quaker Oat box.
Okay,
Takes
right
a little
on.
longer, but
Yeah, I think those are the steel cut oats, and it's much more heartier, isn't it?
yeah, it is. Yeah, and I grew up with that with my grandparents, and it's just with a little brown sugar, half and half. Oh, it's delicious.
Well, and you can mix it up too, right? You can make it kind of cinnamon, or if you want to use some maple syrup, or you can even get a little creative and find some kind of cream cheese to put in there. I mean, there's all kinds of things you can do with that.
Walnuts are great.
Oh yeah,
Walnuts are great in there. Yeah.
love it. No, great, good stuff. Going old school with the steel cut oats. Love it. Good morning. What's your favorite cereal?
Let's see. If we go back in time, it was Captain Crunch Berries. But as I got older, they shred my mouth, so I don't like eating them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm with you.
It's either Cinnamon Life or I really enjoy the nice Cheerios with the apple cinnamon Cheerios.
Ooh, yeah, and those are kind of like Apple Jacks. Apple Jacks and the Apple Cheerios are very similar. I'm not sure what the other one you said was, but yeah, the question I got for you real quick is, does it matter if it's generic? right? Do you have to get the box with the games and the mazes on the back with the cartoon characters, or are you fine getting that big-ass bag that you get from the, from the generic section?
I don't like the bag, but I do buy. The generic's gotten pretty good, so I don't buy brand all the time. But if I can't find the apple cinnamon Cheerios, I'll buy the brand Cheerios. But no, I'm fine with generic. I'm a simple guy.
Yeah, right on. And I'll tell you a secret. A lot of times these generics are kind of made by the same people. They're just labeled differently. Appreciate the call. 217-629-7970 is the phone number. So, yeah, a bunch of different cereals. Captain Crunch, Cookie Crisp, Apple Jacks, Frosted Flakes. Somebody saying on YouTube, Golden Grams. What was the bear? What's that bear? It's Sugar Bear? Sugar Bear, like, punching the hell out of those bumblebees and stuff. You remember that? Oh, boy. Those are pretty good cereal, too. Rice Puffs, Rice Krispies. Then they turned it into Rice Krispie Treat cereal. I haven't been up and down the cereal aisle in a while. I imagine it's just a cornucopia of all kinds of craziness. Good morning. You're on WMAY.
Yes. My favorite cereal I like is Lucky Charms.
There you go. Still to this day, you like Lucky Charms?
Yes, sir.
All right. Doesn't leave a waxy film in your mouth?
Nope, never has, never will.
Huh. All right. What's your favorite marshmallow in there? Or does it matter?
I really never gave it any thought. I like them all. All of them.
Do you? When I was a kid, what I would do is I would actually eat all of the just regular cereal bits and leave all the marshmallows in the milk, and then I'd eat the marshmallows. Do you still do that as an adult?
No, I just eat everything. Just scoop it up and eat everything.
Just go to town. Right on. That's the way to do it. Appreciate the call. 217-629-7970. One last one, except for this comment on YouTube. Greg, you're right-winger for the Toast Crunch. I'm not sure what that means, but okay. Good morning. You're on WMAY.
It depends on if it's hot or if it's cold. If it's cold, I'm still a light cinnamon kind of person. And if it's hot, it's cream of wheat all the way.
Cream of wheat. I do like cream of wheat. And, yeah, there is a distinct difference between hot cereals and cold cereals. And I think, one of the, grape nuts? That can be hot or cold, right?
Correct.
Yeah, interesting. Right on. I appreciate the call. Great insight. Guys, that's really, I think, all I'm going to have for you.